If you're in your 40s and 50s and trying to get a new tech job because you got laid off, well, I got a news flash for you. You are severely screwed because it's going to take you a long time to find a job. Today, I have a special guest. This is...
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm Rico's wife.
She is my better half, and she is a way bigger content creator than I am. So if you have job questions or something, go follow her. She knows so much more about the job space than I am. She's a career search expert, I would so call it, right?
A job search expert.
Job search expert.
Yep.
And so in this video today, we're going to dive into how hard it actually is in the economy right now if you're in your 40s and 50s to actually find a job. So first, I'm going to quiz Allie, and I got something prepared for her. So if you're in your 20s and early 30s, how long do you think it takes you to get a tech job?
I'd say probably about 4 months.
3 to 6 months.
Okay.
3 to 6 months.
Not bad.
So this was before this whole layoff thing. So this was like from 2022 to 2023. So how long would you add? Like a month or two to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they're saying make careers from your 30s and 50s. What do you think?
Oh, for probably a little bit longer. Maybe I'd say like about 6 months.
4 to 8 months. You're right in the middle. 4 to 8 months. That's when you're from your 30s to your 50s. Now, if you're older, from 50 and above, how long do you think it takes?
Oh, I would say probably 8 months.
6 months to a year.
Oh my gosh.
So, and now we're going to look at, so now you're like, oh my gosh, why are you even talking about this? Well, let's look at this picture that I have on the screen right now and look at how old these tech workers actually are. Because when you associate tech workers, what do you think the majority bracket is?
Of age?
Yeah, age.
Like a range, probably like 30 to 50.
So the majority, 56%, is actually 25 to 45.
Oh.
And then from 45 to 54 is 22%. Surprising, right?
Yeah.
And then another 14% is actually from 55 to 64. Very surprising, right?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see that last number increase because they're raising the retirement age and people are having financial difficulty retiring. So
Yep. So that's for tech workers, right? So now I have a snippet, and let's have Allie walk and talk and tell us what this recruiter's saying.
Okay, so Vern, a 58-year-old programmer, says he recently ran into explicit ageism on his job hunt. A recruiter told him that he wouldn't be appealing to employers and said that Vern should be chief technology officer at this point in his career, not a software developer.
So what do you think about that?
First of all, that's really hurtful that recruiter said that. That's not nice. I think there's a place for everybody in the workforce, and not everybody wants to be a CEO. So I would say you should never tell somebody where they should or shouldn't be in their life at a certain age.
I think this recruiter roasted this guy heavily, laid into him. This was one of these things where you're just sitting there and, roasted Tom Brady, and it was just bam, bam. And he was just taking it. And I would have cried if somebody would have told me that. I'd be like, man, but I love what I do. And I didn't want to get promoted because I don't want to be like a CFO or anything else. I love what I do. But this recruiter guy just bam, bam, bam.
And I think it's a common misconception that everybody has to advance in their career and eventually assume a position of management or leadership. Some people don't want to be a people manager because it's a very different set of skills than being a programmer. Just because you're a good programmer, for example, does not at all mean you'd make a good manager.
Yeah. I also think right now to rise to the top is so much harder because 2 years ago, how was it finding a job?
Easier. It was more of an employee's market. It is definitely not that now. It's an employer's market. They have the power.
So if you watch for so long, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions for Allie, let them know in the comments. She can respond to those. And yeah, so it is just absolutely crazy when I think about it. 2 years ago, recruiters were actually, when you were looking, and they were asking you, hey, do you want to come work for us? Hey, do you want to come work for us? And Right now, how many of those are you getting?
I've gotten 2 in the last 6 months.
And before it was like every week, right?
I'd say a couple times a month, recruiters were reaching out to me around the 2022 mark saying, hey, there's a position available. Are you interested? If so, please send us your resume. And I think that they sent me those back then, and they're still sending me because I have the open to work button on my profile, not the green banner with the hashtag open to work, but the open to work option that is for recruiters only. And so I always leave that. I'm always open to opportunities, no matter if I'm happily employed or not. I never want to tell somebody, no, I don't want work from you. So
Take it from the expert. You always got to take opportunities as they come. You can never not be open to opportunities because you do not know in what form opportunities come down the pipeline, right?
yeah, and you never know when you're going to need to leave a position and go ahead to another one.
So what advice would you have for these people that are in their 50s and just got laid off, or they're really worried about it and they're watching this video and be like, man, I've been unemployed. What do you do? What would you say?
So you need to find ways to stand out in your job search. Sending a thank you video or an intro video introducing yourself is pretty high tech. You can use Loom.com. They have a free version of software where you can easily record an intro video or thank you video. That's way more high tech and digital than sending a thank you note. That's something I'm seeing that people are using to stand out. And another thing is a project portfolio. If you're in your late 50s, you have had such a beautiful, fruitful career. And I'm so excited to invite you to create a project portfolio. You can use the free version of Canva on canva.com. And yeah, if you want to show somebody what your worth is, you can't just submit a resume anymore. Those times are over. So I would say definitely try to stand out among a sea of resumes that are just like yours.
And I know you just started your own community. So if people want to have a little taste of that, can they DM you for the Zoom link? And
Yeah.
they do Thursday. What do you do Thursday?
Oh my God, I am so excited about this community that I've been building. It is 50 members right now of mid-career professionals, so millennial age. Or if you started your career late, that's you too. And it's people who want to advance in their careers, who are sick of hating Mondays, who are sick of arguing with their coworkers or their boss in a toxic work environment, and they want to grow and have access to the resources to be able to set career goals and set actionable steps where they can reach their goals and start loving Mondays and start loving what they do. So yeah, if anybody wants to be a part of that group, we are growing every single day, and every Thursday we have a guest speaker do a live Q&A. They're all my friends who are career coaches, authors, inspiring influencers, social media experts who will tell you what it takes to grow a personal brand, stand out in your job search. And it's just a really powerful group of people. And it's honestly, we're changing lives in here. And I would love for you guys to be a part of it. Anybody's welcome on the Zoom calls every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. So if you'd like a link to join, we're happy to provide one.
So, yeah. So, and you spoke about how people can, better themselves. So what do you have for companies? How would you have, what advice would you give to these companies that are just, that are just trying to make it, but are making record profits and can't, they're not getting back to these people that are applying, because some people said they're having 500 applications. They sent out 500 applications and heard 0 back.
So what's your question?
How would you change it? How would you change it?
What would I tell employers?
Yeah, what would you tell employers?
I would say anybody who's interested in working at your company deserves at least an email back. Nobody should be ghosting anybody. That's rude. And any company who ghosts you, maybe that's not an employer you would have wanted to work for anyways. What I would also say is implement a system within your company where you can get back to people, and you can even give feedback like, hey, we chose another candidate and this was a few things about them that we really liked. And if you really want to work for our company, this was the blueprint for who we were looking for in this position, and we'd love to have you in the future. Something like that to help people grow.
And what would you think is the easiest way for people to actually land a job? Like, do they use Indeed, ZipRecruiter? How, like LinkedIn?
It depends on what kind of job. There's definitely trade jobs out there. ZipRecruiter and Indeed are great for those.
What do you think about trade jobs? Growing AI coming, taking them? No, yes. What do you think?
Trade jobs, I don't think AI is going to take trade jobs as much as tech jobs. And I think that college is not for everyone. And if people want to choose to go to a trade school and not take out a mountain of debt, I think that that's a really smart move for a lot of people.
So I learned this interesting fact the other day, and you guys correct me if I'm right or wrong. I'm super interested to hear about it. But so I had a conversation with this guy, and I don't know if he's an expert or not, but he says he knows about, coding, and he's like an expert at coding. And he said Chat GPT and these AI tools, they can code basic stuff, but you still need to have, if you're like a product, you design and do all these kind of crazy things with AI, you still need to know how to put the codes together and make it flow with efficiency. And I think AI can take some of those away, but not all of them. And I think trade jobs, I just saw a robot the other day, and I put the video up here, that is actually painting and putting up drywall and doing
Wow.
roofs. So picture this, picture a world where a construction worker is going to have a joystick just like this and just pivoting around with their little joystick and actually putting up the drywall, and they can do 3-4 jobs at the same time, because all they need is somebody to deliver that robot, and then the guy goes in there and scans it and basically sits. It's like video games. It's almost like a video game.
And he's doing the job of multiple people, and that's what AI is going to enable people to do. I don't think it's going to replace. I mean, in a
But
way, it's
before you had
replacing.
installation teams. So before
Yeah.
you had like an installation team of 6. Now you have somebody, could even be outsourced, right?
Yep.
And they're still doing the joystick thing and just being on a computer over Wi-Fi.
And one person is doing multiple jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think someday companies are going to only be consisting of a handful of people. One person uses AI to do the HR, the accounting, the finance, the payroll, hiring, letting people go. Like, there's going to be whole departments that are just handled by one person, and they enable AI to fill the role of multiple people, multiple teams.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've made videos about, and people said, "Oh, AI is too far out." But then I'm looking at it like, I don't think that it's that far out. It's just not what people think, where you can walk down the road, shake somebody's hand, and deliver a pizza next door afterwards. I think it's like a feature. Somebody said it's really great. AI is like a feature and not a product. It's gonna make like robots, and everybody thinks about the Tesla bots, but I don't think about necessarily those. They're gonna be way bigger robots first that will take care of putting up drywall, painting. And I just saw a video of a robot painting a water tank, and it sands it and paints it at the same time.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, and you just put it on there and you don't need anybody.
Can I ask you a really off-topic question? Do you think insurance companies are going to lose money someday because they're not going to need to insure the painter to go up high and paint that?
No, because products, I think insurance is always going to be a thing, because if that robot fails and falls on somebody, there will always have to be, and it's not going to be, I think insurance will always be a thing. But really good question, because
You're really smart. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think when AI fails, it's going to fail miserably. I think when it's going to fail, it's going to fail in a way where it's going to be detrimental. And you saw with the Tesla crashes and all that, if it's going to fail, it's going to do something crazy.
Yeah.
But then it's not going to fail in the same way twice.
That's good. I think if we really build our lives and our work and our products and our economy around AI and it fails, we're in big trouble.
I think if the internet goes down. I think if the internet goes down, there's going to be like trouble.
I'd be like apocalyptic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this talk about, trying to get people hired when they're in their 50s and 60s, that's a huge, huge deal, because right now I've had conversations just yesterday with people that say, "Hey, I'm semi-retired, but I still need to supplement my income, and there's no full-time work.
Yeah.
And I need to get something part-time because I need the money, because I need to pay for healthcare and supplemental insurance and all that. And I think it's just, it's hard. It's hard for the economy how it is now.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's struggling.
so do you see an end in sight
An end to what specifically?
to where it's going to be an employee market, not
Of
an
course,
employer?
it always goes back and forth.
So when do you think it's going to be an employee's market again? Do you?
I actually think that the election year really spices things up. Every 4 years, the election year really rocks everybody's boats, and there's oftentimes less turbulence afterwards. So I really look forward to a great 2025. And I urge everybody to vote. And also, if you're thinking of leaving your job right now because you're unhappy, really think about if you want, and if you're above 58 years old or above 50, really think about if you want to be looking for 6 months to a year. Really think about if it's your situation at work is changeable, if you can be the change you want to see at work and you can influence change so that you're more comfortable working there and staying. Choose that route rather than leaving, unless it's really bad and you got to get out of there or you're severely underpaid. But really read the room and take cautious steps forward right
You
now.
should never quit a job if you don't have one, especially in this economy right now. And I'm almost like you need to start the job so they don't what do you call it, like redact your offer while you're still there. So you still need to be like working there.
Yeah.
And the start date's Monday and you're still working at the other company and be like, I'd love to give you 2 weeks, but you know what? It's not, I can't give you 2 weeks because I didn't know if the other company's gonna say, pull the offer back and say, we're sorry. And then you're there with no job.
Yep. And I've seen multiple companies pull offers back lately, unfortunately.
So
tread lightly, everybody. Take care. Do what you can to stand out so that opportunities come your way. If you need inspiration for any of that, you know where to find us.
And let us know if you want me to do more videos with Allie. She's the super expert. Also pretty as hell.
Aw, you're sweet.
So, yep. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. If you watched for so long, bless you. I really appreciate it. Let us know if you want a topic, if you want to. Have you followed me on LinkedIn yet? That's a whole nother thing. Follow me on LinkedIn. Follow Allie on LinkedIn. And yeah, let us know. And I will see you in the next one.